This is Sam Putnam.
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 There's one stock that is about to skyrocket, in my opinion. It is a solar stock. Its ticker's NXT, Next Tracker. Solar is a hot sector right now. You can look at the ETF, TAN, that's the solar ETF, and see that it's positioned well, okay? Rate cuts helped solar stocks. When rates are lower, you can finance these solar installations more easily. So if you're interested in finding a stock in a sector that's not AI, that's not AI infrastructure, that's not batteries, that's not nuclear, that's not quantum, this is a safer long-term play. Solar production is growing. Let's look at the chart and jump into where to buy this. All right. Here is the solar ETF, TAN. Starting to turn up, coming up towards this green line, okay, which is, you see when it jumped under this green line, it really went down. So this will be an important level to say, can it hold that? Now let's look at NXT, okay? This is a 5-year chart, so it's a little choppy on a 5-year, but when we really zoom out, we can say this is about the important level on a quarterly chart, 63, okay? And now we're trying to look at this stock's been listed for a few years. It's holding at this level. Just in the past month, it's been in this channel and started to break out here around 72. And like I said, we don't really have to worry about anything because we're well above 62 right now. Okay, so it's blue skies ahead, no pun intended. It is a solar company, and we have these tight days and this shelf. Also, not a reference to a shelf offering, just this line right here where this is a great spot. It's also at a whole dollar level, $70, where we can risk $1, make 5, 10, 15 or more, okay? That's the name of the game. Did have some volume come in here, which was sort of just some digestion. The stock went sideways. But we have seen volume on green days. We've seen volume on red days. That's after earnings, though, so that's a special situation. So if it can go sideways, volume can dry up a little. There's a good opportunity to get in before big volume comes in, and this thing starts to move up. It's kind of similar like it might have done here, or like it did do here. I'm saying might have done here because this is a little bit of an unplayable situation, okay? I wouldn't have advised buying this. It just so happened to move up then. Now, what are we looking at, okay? Why this stock? Well, there has been some recent news that's relevant. We don't have to worry about this little sell here. It is 2 million, but this company is big enough that it's not really worth worrying about, okay, a sell like that. So I would say in general, when you see a company like NXT, this is actually a scan I use. I do talk about this in the Discord at stockscommunity.com. But all of these companies are companies that move 3, 4, 5% a day, okay? And out of every single stock on this list, these are all above $1 billion market cap. NXT seems like it's one of the most favorable at this exact moment. And the reason I say that is, look, I have them listed by market cap. Look at NVIDIA. So that's something you necessarily want to buy right now? Maybe, okay? Probably not when it's so correlated to the market, and the market might take a breather here after it's been going up for a few weeks. You know, AV Go, is that something you necessarily want to buy? It might bounce off this 20 moving average. Might not. Tesla, is that something you want to buy? I guess you could risk here and then buy it, but It's up already, like, what is this, 30% since Elon bought 1 billion shares. So look, there's a reason we're talking about lesser known stocks here. Okay, and this is a big enough stock too where it does have some safety to it. When I search the dilution on this, it's not even worth listing in this dilution database. And it did have a recent agreement in June, which is just a couple months ago, to power one of Europe's largest solar projects. Okay, it is a partnership with a Greek company, and you have to think that powering almost 2% of the country's electricity per year is a pretty big deal, okay, for a solar company. So that's basically the name of the game for NXT, okay? European customers, as well as these acquisitions. And they're literally focused on technology that follows the sun. So they're definitely in the AI and robotics business before this was even cool. And that's pretty forward-looking. I wouldn't worry too much about comparing it to these others, except to say Sunrun does look pretty solid. Okay, this is what Sunrun looks like. It's starting to turn up. This is probably equivalent, if not even a safer bet than NXT. I've already talked about Sunrun, so that's why I'm talking about NXT as well. Sedge, not so much, because it already sort of undercut here, bounced off this moving average from this, well, overcame this left side peak, you could say. And now it sort of is not in a great spot to buy, right? Because you have to risk like a few dollars to make, $5 or more. So it's easier if it sort of cools off, establishes another base, or has some type of breaking news, then it might get interesting again. If that breaking news were again to result in a base, but I don't like to look for news and then just hop right in like a fast follower. I look for these opportunities like we're seeing in NXT, where it's sort of, is at an important level and starts to base and then gets up there. So those are the solar stocks, NXT and Sunrun. Again, you can check the channel for that Sunrun video just in the past 10 days. I think probably even the past week that was listed there. But if you do have any questions about NXT, go ahead and drop those in the comments, or if you're in the community, that's also a place to chat about it. I don't think any of these big names are that notable, except to say they're probably notable for people actually in the industry, because a gigawatt, this is almost a gigawatt. These are large amounts of solar power being deployed. So this is definitely a real company. We talked about how they are international, and this is not a small convertible. So I guess this is convertible debt that hasn't been converted to equity yet, but it's still a large debt investment. So I don't know necessarily if it's going to have any crazy moves in the near future. It is a recent IPO. That's only 2.5 years ago. But if we look back, it's only now that it's at all-time highs, and we don't really need a crazy move like here where it broke out of this channel, the upside, for it to be favorable for us in the near future. Okay? So even though we talk about open door type moves, what we really want as successful long-term, mid-term investors is a lot of base hits, and this provides a solid base hit spot where it could, rocket to the upside. But more importantly, as I mentioned, and I'll mention it again, I love these opportunities where you can get in here and you only have to risk, $1 or so to a whole dollar level that also $70 lines up with this previous line. And you could say, technical, schmectical. It's like, yeah, well, actually, people do look at these charts. Algorithms do look at these numbers, okay? That's how they work. to simplify what I know about them. And what it shows is that there was not demand above this level until just now. So it's very relevant. Well, with all that said, if you like this talk, if you like, maybe you're more focused on charts, maybe you're more focused on what the company does, I like to mesh those two. I think that's how you get the best opportunities, and that's what we do over at stockscommunity.com. You can drop in and join for a welcome offer of $25 for 7 days. Check out those testimonials on the store page, and I hope to see you in the community. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, wherever it is down here, hit that so you get notified of new videos.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 This is Sam Putnam.